Hi, it's me again. Today is August 14th, making it about day 7 of the fires. And honestly, I think the main reason I'm putting this video together is for my own sanity and processing. And also for like my friends and family off island that haven't like been in this to see how it's been, because I've been getting a bunch of texts and messages online of people asking like, how are you? Are you okay? Da da da. Yes, I'm okay. My apartment is still here. I'm actually at it right now. The main loss I had was my boat that I work on is gone. It like exploded. So, and the whole harbor is gone. I still have the company, so we have some other boats, including our sailboat, which really came in handy during this because we were able to do supply runs from this other harbor near us, Ma'alea, and then take it up to the west side because there was like no going through Lahaina for the first couple of days. But I guess I'll just tell this in chronological order for my own sake of trying to process what the fuck. Sweet and sour like a koi, oh, my joy, like smoke rising from the fires, taking me higher. No, I know, I see that it's clear to me now. Oh, I know. By Tuesday night, the fires were going. That's when everyone was realizing, like, God damn, like, it's time to get ready for the worst. So, me and my boyfriend went, filled up all our water jugs, tried to put gas in our vehicles just in case we had to evacuate. I started packing bags, like, getting go bags ready, because I mean, the Lahaina fires, like the big one, but there were multiple fires around the island. There was the Lahaina fire, Upcountry was burning, and North Kihei. I live in Kihei. My apartment, like I said, is fine, but there was a point in time where the fire was creeping towards us. And so we're like, all right, let's get ready. I honestly don't really care about my car because it's just like a little Solara, like, that's so replaceable, but like my van that most of my YouTube videos are about, I was like, all right, now it's time to pack this thing up, basically get it ready, because if I were to evacuate, that is the perfect escape route. But just so happens I took the dash apart like a couple days beforehand to replace the windshield wiper, so here we are. Fill up on gas because in Lahaina the gas stations are exploding, and so we're driving around like this. Yeah, Vanagon shit. Yeah, it is the middle of the night and we are just like driving to the gas station with me holding the heater in place, and to get to the gas station and find out it was closed.
Okay, so last night the gas station was closed, so we're trying this again.
As time is passing, it is just now Wednesday, and still awake, just obsessing and watching videos of everything burning, and we're like hopping on the motorcycle going up the hill to see like how close is the fire. I'm just like, damn, the place I used to spend so much of my time is gone. Lahaina Harbor is like where I work, and all of my lunch breaks I spent under the banyan tree. I'm just like thinking about the banyan tree, just like, damn. You know in Avatar how there's the Tree of Souls where they go and like connect their hair to it? That's what the banyan tree was for Lahaina. I mean, it's the oldest banyan tree in the entire US, 150-year-old, beautiful, beautiful tree. So many people spent their time under it. By midday Wednesday is when I started to realize, like, okay, it's time to stop obsessing and watching the videos. It's time to get in action. Like, where can I step in to help the situation at all? So that evening, I went to Ma'alea and guarded Ocean Spirit for the night as a storm watcher, because at this point, the hurricane was still going on, even though this video looks pretty calm and the fires were still ablaze. But if I'm being honest, getting to the sailboat and just laying there was the most peaceful and serene moment I had had in days. I hope you can hear me with the wind, but I'm here guarding the boat right now because the fires are still going. I loaded up my van, so all of my valuables are safe-ish. I'm not sure how I found such grounding in this moment, but I'm thankful for it because I could have been panicking in all of this chaos, but instead I just laid and watched the flames work their way down the hill and the smoke rise, just being thankful that my apartment wasn't burning. I was mourning for Lahaina, but I knew at that point all I could do was wait until it was time to get in action. And then I got awoken from this somewhat dream state when the other crew started to arrive. Bro, no fucking way. Dude, what's up? Once I saw other familiar faces arriving, it really lifted my heart and gave me even the slightest sense of normalcy during this crazy situation. Now that night after the sun went down, one of the boats came into the harbor and we're like listening over the radios, and I hear my Captain Emily's voice, which she is just like the most badass woman you will ever meet in your life. Like, God bless Captain Emily. We hear her on the microphone and she's on that boat. I had just came back with like a boatload of people from the west side, like people that needed to just get out of there. So that's when the boats started getting involved, was Wednesday night. Mind you, the government hasn't stepped in yet. This is all grassroots, like community starting to roll with stuff. For the rest of Wednesday night, I kind of just watched the fires continue to burn in Kihei and eventually had to lay down and try and get some sleep. When Thursday morning rolled around, I got like literally a message from the universe that the worst was over.
The rain is here. Bless.
Feeling the raindrops on my skin in that moment is when I started to have hope about the whole thing. Like, okay, the fire has burned. Now it's time to start the recovery process. So that's when we started loading up the boat and planning a drop-off point so that we could voyage up to the west side and get these people some stuff that they need. Now, on our way up there, the emotional toll was definitely starting to sink in, but I got lucky because seeing Lahaina Harbor burned down while on a boat full of Lahaina crew definitely softened that impact for me, because I know that Lahaina Harbor is still alive. and not only alive, but doing everything they can to help the people that lost way harder, lost their homes, not just their workplace. I never really had a tight grip on what survivor's guilt is until this. And me, like, I'm a transplant and I still have my apartment, and there's these Hawaiian families that have been here for like generation upon generation, that their house is gone, that their like grandparents built and have been living in, like passed down, like shit's gone. And I'm really scared at this point that this whole thing's gonna become just a land grab and that Lahaina is gonna be the next Waikiki. I'm gonna pull it together because like people don't need crying white girl on YouTube. Like that's not, nobody needs that. Nobody even needs this video. It's honestly just me like wanting to share the perspective of someone who was on island for this, that didn't suffer the worst. Like what is it like just being someone that lives here as this is happening, and someone that's able to help. Like I am so privileged that I have been able to like help at all, because there's a lot of people that want to help, aren't sure where they fit in, want to help, don't even know where to start, want to help, don't really have anything to offer. Like thank God I am a boat worker and work for such an amazing company that is doing this, because I just got to go straight into my niche of like, okay, I know boats.
We're on board the Ocean Spirit, a boat owned by the Pacific Whale Foundation, a marine conservation charity. But today, the staff and volunteers on board are on a very different type of mission. If you have a look down here, these are full fuel cans. A lot of the people inside the disaster zone depend on generators for cooking. So this, of course, is a vital lifeline. And over here, something else badly needed, fresh drinking water. As well as the devastated town of Lahaina, which is a short distance that way, there are communities like this one that weren't directly affected by the wildfire, but that have nonetheless been cut off without road access, without power, and without communication for days. So this is vital aid, and all of it delivered by volunteer effort.
Now, by the end of the day, I had been on the boat for over 24 hours. So they're like, the higher ups of my company are kind of looking around, taking count of like who's there, and they look at me and they're like, weren't you here like all last night also? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you need to go home and sleep, rest up. So
I'm really just thankful I was able to help out with people that like really lost hard, and everything went so smoothly. Just, oh my God, this is like, I'm still just in a dream state, and honestly making this video is gonna help me recollect and like really ground into like what just happened. What just happened? We drove past Lahaina and that shit's gone. But surprisingly, as we're driving past, there was like still structures. Like the harbor bathrooms looked unscathed. Those things, nothing could kill those things.
now Friday rolls around, and that was my day of resting because I was on the boat for too long apparently. And so I just had to sit still, and that's when stuff started to really sink in.
It's now day 3 of, I don't even know what to call this, but it's day 3, and I have been resting today because yesterday was really crazy. But yesterday was the most camaraderie I've ever felt in my life. Being on Spirit and having all of the crew just like band together and be like, we're doing this, ready. Crews from other Lahaina Harbor boats, like people that I used to see at Lahaina Harbor, just like a couple slips down, you know, waving, smiling at each other, but really don't know each other that well, banding together and having it work so well and be so strong. Like, it still doesn't even feel real, but it was fucking beautiful. Like, in the midst of all this disaster, there is beautiful shit happening and people really coming together to make that shit happen. And also, they're still doing it today, and I am so happy that like all of this is still in motion. Like, people all over island are just getting stuff done.
Then I started getting mad.
The road to the west side opened up again, and so many people were trying to use that opportunity to go just gawk at the destruction that they shut it back down. And this got me fumed up again about how so many reporters and like journalists or whatever to fucking call them were messaging my Instagram and shit during this past couple of days, talking about like trying to get on the boat to the west side so they can like get the story or whatever. And it's like, are you fucking serious? Like, it is making me nauseous. I don't even know why I'm like, whatever. Update over. This is, well, it's making me question even making this video. I'm like, oh my god, am I just another one of those like fucking people trying to put the story out? But like, this is a story I'm living right now. I'm not some fucking New York Times bitch trying to get it right on a boat so they can go look at the ashes and all the homes that are gone. There were cars trying to go to the west side that didn't even have supplies in them. Like, you're really gonna take a spot on the fucking road with nothing in your trunk? You're gross.
But I just had to rest my body and go to sleep. So I did that night. And yeah, now we're Saturday morning and still no help. Red Cross is not here. But that's what we're for. That's what the community's for.
Alright, today I'm gonna go ahead for some more supply runs on the sailboat. Gonna take my moped because everyone's being fucking stupid and blocking the road.
Anyway, Saturday was another awesome day of collecting donations and loading them up on the boat to take them to the west side. By now, we are a well-oiled machine. Not only us people delivering supplies, but the people on the receiving end really had their stuff together.
And here I am, like, on the beach in Ka'anapali, like, at the end of our fire line, asking them, so what do you guys need on the next load? And they're like, well, pretty much just organization stuff, because we've got so much food. Like, we just need, like, shelves and, you know, totes and stuff. And actually, we have way too much clothes. Can you just take them back with you? So we ended up taking a whole big load of clothing, loading it on the boat, and taking it back with us. When we got back, we all kind of just like dispersed and everyone go rest up, you know? But yeah, like I said before, it was a lot harder to sit still than to do something. So when my boat stuff was done Saturday, me and Rainbows actually ended up going to the harbor again at nighttime and stayed there overnight to guard the stuff at Buzz's Wharf, because it was just outside, out in the open, all the food and other donations laying there. So us and 2 other volunteers just manned it for the night. Also, if someone came by in the middle of the night, like needing stuff. So Saturday night, we sat outside and under this tent and did a puzzle, hung out with 2 strangers that also just wanted to be there helping. But the morning started to roll around. So we went back to our place for another day of rest. Sunday was the hardest day since the fire. The mental toll, even I didn't lose my house. Like, I didn't expect everything to be hitting me this hard because I didn't lose my house. One thing I didn't expect to come from this was that a lot of my mental and emotional turmoil wasn't even about the fire. It's almost like I was avoiding thinking about the fire, but was having the nervous system response of like, oh shit, the island is like still having fires and there's still people displaced, and like my van is still packed up just in case because like little fires are popping up here and there. And meanwhile, I'm hearing explosions go off because some dumbass decided to put fireworks in the sewer. Like, who are these evil people that get joy out of causing torment, like putting fireworks in sewers. I didn't even take any clips on Sunday because I was kind of busy freaking out. But here I am on Monday now, and just getting myself collected and thinking about what's coming next. Like, what's my financial situation gonna look like now that the harbor's gone? What is the harbor gonna look like? What is Front Street gonna look like? Like, a lot of people are talking about, is this gonna be a land grab? Like, is Lahaina just gonna turn into Waikiki because all the rich people can afford to bounce back, and the families and smaller businesses, like, are they gonna be able to bounce back? I'm hoping there's some kind of thing in place that prevents the historic town of Lahaina from just getting taken over by big corporations and becoming a skyrise central. But I've already decided, if that looks like where shit's going, I will literally go sit on the fucking lots. I came from California. We have no problem there sitting in the fucking road. If you made it this far, you're a real one. And last thing I'll say is, everyone wondering, like, how can you help, asking, like, can I send supplies over? If you're not on island, the best way you can help is to send money. And no, don't send it to the Red Cross, which is finally here. They finally got here a little too late because we already delivered enough supplies for the West Side to start turning away supplies. So send money. I'll put links in the description. Thanks for hearing my story.